So people ask this question, what is it that black farmers need? Do they need the land or do they need skills? I think the next generation of black farmers need four things, my opinion. First thing is the skill. They need to get the education and the qualifications in the type of farming that they want to do. Because farming is a huge umbrella. There are different forms of it. You can be a crop farmer, you can be a livestock farmer, and then within that, when you start breaking it down, you go and ask yourself, you're a livestock farmer, but are you going to be doing beef livestock, or are you going to be doing dairy farming, or are you going to be doing pigs, or are you going to be doing chickens, or are you going to be doing vegetables, fresh vegetables, or are you going to be doing fruits, or are you going to be a grape farmer? There's a lot in that farming umbrella. So I think it would be good if you could get a form of formal training to that to help you. And then the next thing, you need the land. But now I think the size of your land needs to be determined by the type of farming you're going to do. If you're going to be a livestock farmer, and let's say you're doing dairy cattle, your cows, if you're not going to be doing the types that go out into the pastures, they stay in a shed and they get fed there and they get milk there. You don't really need 1,000-hectare farm. You probably need, let's say, 100-hectare plus, right? Or 100-hectare, 150 hectares plus. That's fine for you. But if you're going to do beef cattle that you're not going to be keeping in a feedlot, they're going to be walking around, eating and grazing all over the place, you might need a bit much more bigger spaces, because the thing is about increasing your number of cattle. And also, if you're going to be a crop farmer, you might not need 2,000 hectares. You might just need, let's say, 700 or even 100 hectares, 150 plus to 700 hectares, which would be good fertile land you can put under total production. We're not talking about you have that much land and you're planting some places. In some places you can't plant because there are too many mountains and stones. Now I'm talking about proper land where you can do your agricultural thing. And then the third thing that I would say is farmers need money, because being particularly a generation one, first generation farmer, you are dealing with the starting up of this business, which means you are dealing with you've gotten the farm. You have to now invest in this farm. You have to buy the equipment. You have to pay workers. You have to buy the seeds. You have to buy the livestock. Literally every penny you have in your pocket is just being sunk into the farm as to get it to a point where it's now financially viable. Because we always overlook that when we talk about land and farming. We always overlook the financial aspect of it. And it takes time. Because if the farm, for example, let's say you're farming in the village, that land is not yours. It's under a traditional authority. If you're farming on a state farm, let's say a farm that you were, let's say, resettled, you don't own that land. That land is state. You are leasing it from them. So you do not really have a leg to go into a bank and say, I need 100 million because I need to buy some tractors. I need to buy some equipment to get my farm going. I need to put up a new water tank. I need to buy pipes, etc. But there are schemes that governments do offer, but I feel like it would also be good if we had the title deed so we could be able to apply for certain funding. That's the difference between many communal land farmers and the big commercialized farmers who have owned their farms. The difference is they own their land. So that's the three things. The fourth thing is now equipment. I mentioned equipment earlier, but the equipment. Because remember, I always tell people that, everybody wants to buy a tractor. But depending on the type of farming you do, if you're a livestock farmer, a cattle farmer, the type of tractor you will buy is not going to be the same as the tractor a guy who's probably planting grapes would use, or a guy who's planting chilies would use. They would differ. Because I always tell people this, you don't just buy a tractor. You literally have to link the tractor to the type of work you're going to do. Because if you're going to be planting 100 hectares, you can't buy a tractor with a very low horsepower. It might struggle. Maybe let's say 75 horsepower. It might struggle in the long term. You need to buy the right type of tractor to be able to plant 100 hectares. But then again, with taking land and farming, you need to remember this. You are starting it out. You're going to struggle just like every other business person has struggled who started a business. You're going to have the same pressure points. You're going to have to put in the work. It's because farming is time. It's time consuming. It's capital intensive. It's labor intensive. It takes a lot out of you. And sometimes it also messes up with your mental state also, because it takes a lot out of you. If you ask many of the farmers, they'll tell you of the drought last year. Some people will tell you of the drought of 2017, 2016, 2019 drought, how bad that was. And some of them will tell you right now, with the issues that are happening in geopolitics, how that is also giving them sleepless nights, because now you don't know if you're going to be able to have market for your produce. So you need a lot, man. You need, of course, the education, the skill, the land, the capital, and the equipment. If you have those four things, and then you can go. And also, you need to be obsessed. Number 5, let's add being obsessed there. So those are the 5 things that you need in farming. My opinion, my humble opinion.